Hello again, my darling spectators. Anyway, this is part 2 of the 3 cards for my challenge for my local craft store. And so I am trying to do this card. This is my second time doing this on my channel. I do a bunch of stuff on my channel, hence the title, Dee Dee Does Stuff. That makes me Dee Dee. And so we've done this card already, which is this one. I opted not for the embellishments, and you can check out this process in part 1. We're going to work on this guy in the middle. So what you see here is what is remaining of some of the stuff that we discussed in the first of the cards. Because I can't show you everything in every video because we don't have everything because we've chopped it up. So what I'm looking to do is to take one of these cards. Now they provide us with the 3 card bases. So this is a 4.5 by 4.25 by 5.5 card. And this is basically half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. They want the second card that we attempt to mirror to be this way. So in the other video, I had a number of items that I was looking at in terms of using. This was one thing, and this was the other side. I have another piece of it over here, and then I will show you that other piece that's here, which has some cut aparts. It has this yellow background. And then I have this one with the stripe. I do like the stripes. I do like the distressed. I think I might pull a piece of this for this card. I'm not quite sure yet. I might double layer. I feel like I want to use part of this blue card thing, but then I'm also wanting to use this as the main embellishment. So let's see. This is going to be for this part right here. There is a ribbon part, so I'm definitely going to be using this with this underneath it. I just need this flat base. So that flat base could be this one, but I think it's too close to that. So in my videos here, I mean, there's plenty of crafting people all over the place. I do a lot of stuff, okay? More stuff is coming. But I like to craft. And I had a crafting video, and I was making videos and tutorials, etc., etc., etc. But it was fun. But I kind of lost mojo. Things happened. This was a couple of years ago. My channel is still there. I may revamp it just to do crafts, but I don't know. But like talking through and telling you my process, I thought might be a good way to do this because, you know, I don't necessarily always want to come with something fully done and be like, ha pa pa, there you go, it's done. So these two seem to be more of a clash where this provides me with a little bit of a break. So I think I am going to use this as my background to the design. Now, the layers of this is what I need to decide is how I'm going to put it, because it will matter for how I'm going to cut this. So we're not using this. Okay, we are using that. So, and I'm going to fussy cut, meaning I'm just going to take the circular part. So I'm just going to cut this out. So it will have a little bit of the yellow, not a ton, but I think it would have enough of the yellow that it would be distracting, if that makes sense, with having a full-on yellow background. Even that little bit. Yeah, I kind of like this, but I don't feel like this, it's gonna be gone. Too much gone. And now I have to decide, am I gonna wrap it around, which I think I might. I wrapped around in the other video. I know, don't get on me for that. And I think I might want to use some of the eucalyptus on here and incorporate that, because why not? Or maybe the eucalyptus will be on the last card and I'll use the butterfly that is here and maybe fussy cut another one. Okay, so we're gonna put these items to the side. I don't want to have clutter of what I may not be using, so that way we can all focus. And I'm going to think about this design being horizontal. So if I do this design horizontal like this, and then I have this, and then I have this, is that too straight, matchy, matchy? Or because I'm using this, I can have this, and then I can do this, and then that. I think I like that. I think I like the vertical. I'm also having a moment of thinking that just because they gave me all this ribbon doesn't mean that I can't cut this in half and have the same effect. So that may be happening as well. So I'm going to trim this down. It's just a little too wide for my liking. So I'm going to be taking a piece of this. Now, again, in the other video, I talked about these full sheets that sometimes it's very hard to utilize a full sheet and not feel like, what am I cutting up? And it can be very disarming to some people. But we're going to roll with it. I'm going to cut out this corner here. So I need to cut out, I need to cut off the strip first, the brand, because it won't fit in here. So the branding strip makes the paper a little bit more than 12 by 12. So in most cutters, 12 by 12 is not going to work out. All right, let me go back to this. I want that corner, and I want it this way. Okay, so then I need to go the other way. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out, and this is sometimes the hardest thing for people who are not mathematically, and so I become the lady on the table at events who can help them position paper. But that's good, you know? So I was wanting to cut this part here. I would have loved it to be over there, and then it throws people off. So I know that I'm going to cut up it. I don't want to cut necessarily the whole thing, but it is what it is. So my paper, this guy here tells me that there is an area. So it's like a huge, to me, a huge border. So since this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, I'm going to knock off a 1/2 inch, right? Or an inch. I don't know. I'm gonna knock off an inch. That would be too much. That may be too much. I'm gonna knock off a 1/2 inch. So from 4 1/4, the tall, I'm gonna do 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 is here. I don't know if it's in the thing, but it's up here. Is that in the thing, the site? But I'm getting it from here, right? And I also want it to be 5 1/2. Now, the only problem with this trimmer that I'm just noticing is that this guy is... Okay, so it wants me to edit because it cut off. Because I have too many videos that I'm storing on my phone. I deleted a couple things that I've already uploaded. I'm so sad. No, I'm not. But it's just like, okay, fine. I don't need it. So we're back to this. I was cutting at the last video that got cut off, and I was having issues, but I got the piece that I want. I was talking about the text, there being some text, and there being an issue. So that said, let's keep it going. We're going to put this, and I said that I was contemplating bringing that to make that a little bit more narrow. I'm noticing also that this has wire in it, and I don't really need that wire to get it, you know, to be in here, so it's not really gonna bother me if it's out. So I'm taking that wire out, and I'm gonna take the wire out over here as well. Okay, muchale. All right, so now I want to figure out how wide do I want it and whether I like the length of this. I think I want the maximum to be here in terms of full, including fringe. So I'm going to cut down, well, let's be conservative. Like they tell you when you cut your hair and you're going to cut your bangs, don't go crazy and cut like super short because you can't put it back, but you can take more. So I'm going to hold that in mind and do that. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit, because even though I'm cutting off a little bit, I still need to remove some of the strings to make the fringe. Okay, so that is cut. I could definitely use that someplace else. So we're going to take off 1, 2, 3 strings. I think that would be enough to mirror what's happening above. Okay. Yes, that's much better. I like that a lot. Now, do I have it so it's like edge to edge? I think I like that too. So I'm going to just look at that and I'm going to cut this over here. And I'm cutting with not utmost precision, but you know what? These are big enough pieces that we can use them for other things. So I'm going to then remove a couple of, let's move 3. And then we're going to take a look. And that's going to be, yeah, that's beautiful. That's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is what's called fussy cutting. And I'm going to fussy cut it around so that I have some of the yellow. And I'm trying to mimic the shape of the actual dolly that's here. So that I can put this here. And then I can put maybe dream big or something, and this would coordinate because all the colors coordinate in this whole thing. So if you've never fussy cut, I hate to fussy cut, but if I need to do it, I gotta do it. You kind of eyeball the distance away that you want, and basically you turn the paper more than you turn your hand. You want your hand to do the up and down motion, but you want the paper to be moving by your hands, so that way you're not trying to like this and forget it, you'll like break your wrist. So you just go little slow by slow, and you know the paper gets moved and my hand stays in the same position. And I try to keep track and try to keep it and look at what's coming ahead. If something needs to pop out a little bit more, this is not much out, so I'm not going to go crazy. But then this one does have a little bit of an outage, so I'm going to pop it out a little bit. I don't know if I'm using the right word. If it makes sense, you know what I mean when I meant outage, right? It's overhang from the dolly, because I'm using the dolly as my reference for my fussy cut. So, okay, I'm getting a little bit too narrow, so I want to go out a little bit more. And yes, so how many of you love to fussy cut? I know people who love to fussy cut, and I'm not a huge fan, because even though I'm not moving my right hand, which is the one cutting, it's still tired now. Okay, and then we're gonna go like this, and right there. Okay, perfect. Perfection. Okay, so now this is going to be our thing. So I'm gonna raise it a little bit. I like to sometimes offset, so I'm going to do that. I'm curious as to whether or not I should bring any black into here, because I like to have a little bit of black. I could put some black behind it so that there's some, that this will pop. I think I'm going to do that. It's about an inch. I'm not going to go crazy trying to get it perfect. It's just to give the back of this a little bit of something, so that it would not be like, speak English, Dee Dee, so that it would like at least pop a little bit off of the back of it in my brain. Anyway, so let's start putting this guy together. So what I'm gonna start with is I'm going to take, no, not foam. I'm gonna start with this guy again, my adhesive double-sided tape. I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to try to take the paper off without taking the tape off. Alright. So, you got that off. I can now put this guy here. Okay. Like that. Okay. And it's not sticky, like I'm not lifting it, so that's good. I'm going to now cut this off behind the fringe. So I'm going to lift the fringe up a little bit, and I'm just going to cut from here. And that's going to hang over. And then I'm going to lift from here the fringe. And I did get some adhesive there, but I'm going to eliminate that in a second. Okay. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of weight without being obvious weight, and it adds a little bit of the darkness of the black, that I like to have that little dark moment in my stuff. So that's there. So now I'm going to place another strip back here of adhesive, and I'm going to put that adhesive behind here so that way I could affix this to the card base, which is this mat, this layer. Okay. Okay. Now, going back to the sketch, it seems as if it's in the lower end, but remember you also have that middle piece. So, and it does go from side to side. So this is going to hang off a little bit, but I think I'm going to put it from here to, oh my goodness, I'm having such a hard time with putting things down without pressing, and then they still get stuck. So I just want to move this slightly so it looks more or less. It looks good. I think. I don't know. Now I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't look that great. Let me lower this. So yeah, you didn't burnish anything. We should be good. Burnishing means really go. But you know, we didn't do that. Little cleanup. Okay, so these guys are hanging off the edge, and that's going to be okay. So that's going to show up on the white. It's going past over there, so that's kind of mimicking that. And now I want to put this here. I'm going to pop this up because why not? I think it will look cute popped up. So I'm going to just put some foam. I broke it with my hand, and it was hard, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, and let's see here, take this off. So we don't have a sentiment yet. We do have the lovely round thing here. So it says to put in the middle. I'm gonna put it slightly off center with a little bit of a tilt. Okay, like that. I don't know. Do I want to pop this up as well? You know what? No. I'm just going to leave it flat. I think that if I had a secondary layer, I might have done that. But I think it'll be fine just being flat against the card itself. So we'll put a couple of pieces of adhesive there. And then we will go over here and take off our adhesive backing paper. Oh my god, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning over here because I dilly-dallied and procrastinated, and now I'm not even sure I can hand these in tomorrow, but hey, we're going to try. Alright, so we're approximating without letting anything lay flat, and then we're going to let it go and let it go because it's going to land there and it's going to be there. I'm sorry if I'm loud and I blew out anybody's ears. But, you know, in reality, us YouTubers are sitting here talking to ourselves, right? Pretending we've got friends out there, you guys, right? Because we don't know unless you interact with us whether anybody's watching any of this. But anyway, so now I need to put a sentiment. I could put the dream big. It wouldn't be that off-putting because the colors do coordinate. So that is an option. And then I could add a butterfly to the scenario so that there is another butterfly there. So I think I'm going to do that. Why not? Okay. So since it's going to be here, from here to here, let's see here. Yeah, I think that looks good there. So I put it there and now I'm off because this guy was on a pop-up. So we're going to get a little piece of the foam that I can attach behind here because as a sticker, it's going to want to stick to the base, to the bottom, but I wanted to maintain that up, lifted, you know, so it doesn't fall down and be on a slant. It's not a downhill. And now we're going to look at the butterfly. Where is the butterfly? Oh, she went over here. Okay, so the butterfly can be here. What do you guys think? And I can also pop her up. So I think even though she's a sticker, I'm going to add a little bit of puppiness to her. So I'm just gonna take this and try to fit it in here. I'm gonna take it. Oh, is it long enough? No, yeah, it's good. So I got one. I'm gonna cut the other ones this way for here. Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. This is what happens when you're talking to yourself. This is what happens when you're trying to show people what you love to do and give some inspiration. Right? Right, y'all? Okay, so we're going to put that here. I think I'm going to need... what I'm going to need here. Right there? I'm looking at it through the screen to see whatever, how it looks up here. Yeah. There's it gonna go. There's it gonna be. So I was well, it is kind of going on top of the other one, but not by much. Because then it'll be like double pop, but I think this looks okay like that. And now I feel like I need something else. And I don't know if this little heart might be that something else. Or maybe I double stack the heart and give myself some more color there. I don't know. Or this, no, I don't like it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Because I don't like the end. I should have done something with this end, but it's already on there. We've got so many issues with pulling stuff off that doesn't want to be there. So I think I'm going to leave that alone. All right, so just a little cleanup, and we're going to take a look at the sketch again. And this is the sketch, and this is what I've come up to represent the sketch. I have the circular, I have the thing, I have a butterfly embellishment. I think we're good. And like I said, if you want to see the other video for the first one, you know, that is this one here. So it is very close to it. I don't have the florals because they're there, but I think that that's good. So this is the end of this video. Wow, 15 minutes. Okay, so half of the time from the first one, but the first one involved so much more. Look for part number 3, and I will see you soon. Ciao, ciao. Bye.